coming up on the October 2nd edition of Carolina Week. It's no secret we're short on water, but check out these faucets running in some Carolina classrooms.
And we'll take you inside another Carolina lab, one that's been stirring controversy for months.
Halloween brings fun to Franklin Street every year. This year could be even better.
All that and more, Carolina Week starts now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Good evening, I'm Alex Lawson.
And I'm Jenny McClendon. Thanks for joining us for Carolina Week. The university has told us we all need to conserve water. Reporter Ashley Kendrick takes us into a few classrooms where conservation doesn't seem to be the foremost concern.
Under the maze of hallways in Venable, you'll hear a lot of water taps running in the labs. Dr. Dick Forbes explains why.
Many of the materials that we work with are water-based solutions, or the reactions need to be run in water.
And like many other areas on campus, the chemistry department is focusing on educating students about conservation in the labs. But some say it's a little late.
Last week we had an experiment with aspirators where we had to run the water for, like 20 minutes at a time. And I thought that was just a big waste because, I mean, we did learn from it. I'm just not sure if it was worth the amount of water that was wasted.
Actually, I felt kind of bad afterwards because we used up quite a bit of water.
A water aspirator uses water pressure to create a vacuum and filter out foreign material. And because they use so much water, Dr. Forbes says the easiest solution would be to simply replace them with more efficient equipment. However, this requires money as well as at least 6 months for installation.
It's difficult to make the physical changes until you've got a solution that you know will work.
There are 18 labs available with at least 20 students per lab. If each student runs the water for 15 minutes, that equals a lot of showers. There is some good news. Computer-based simulations are replacing some of the older experiments, which save some water. And students could eventually be teamed up into larger groups for experiments, but not anytime soon.
A lot of the work that we like to do in the laboratory is individual based.
For now, the best they can do is make sure taps are turned off when they're not in use. In Chapel Hill, I'm Ashley Kendrick, Carolina Week.
For more information about drought relief efforts, log on to our website at carolinaweek.org.
Another campus lab is in the news. Carolina Week's Stephanie Lockwood has a story involving animal research, hidden camera video, and the group People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
PETA member documented several instances of inhumane treatment of lab animals when she worked side by side with UNC Chapel Hill researchers in the Thurston Bowles lab. Her undercover videotape shows rats dying from overcrowding, live rats found in the dead animal cooler, and investigators intentionally violating research protocol. A supervisor casually tells her the lax enforcement of research policies is normal, except when the higher-ups come in for an inspection.
You put up a screen to look good for a while, and then, but at the same time, give it a month, it goes right back to the same thing.
The Vice Chancellor for Research, Tony Waldrop, says it wasn't back to the same old thing this time. After a 2,000-hour investigation, members of the Oversight Committee, the IACUC, are changing the way some things are done at the Thurston Bowles lab, and they're starting at the top.
We have replaced that individual with another supervisor that came from outside of the university.
Waldrop says the IACUC also placed 2 investigators on probation, suspended the laboratory animal privileges of 2 researchers, and required some investigators to obtain additional training. As for finding live rats in the dead animal cooler, an IACUC report states it sent a notice to every investigator reiterating the euthanasia policy and asking all investigators to take greater care in euthanizing animals.
What we want to make sure is that we have the absolute culture on campus, among our researchers, among our staff, that we're all committed to the highest care and use of animals in research.
The PETA spokeswoman Mary Beth Sweetland says the only way to ensure humane treatment of animals used in research is to dish out more money.
I think that the higher your pay scale, the more qualified people you're going to get.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Stephanie Lockwood, Carolina Week.
The IACUC sent its report to the National Institutes of Health. It will review the changes and decide if they meet requirements for the humane care and use of lab animals.
The UNC Chapel Hill alumnus who caused a campus bomb scare last August is behind bars. Christopher McMillan was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison Friday for detonating a pipe bomb at the Sprint building in Franklin County. That incident was just a day after he put a similar bomb near Davie Hall here on campus. Although it caused quite a stir, the bomb at Carolina didn't cause any injuries and wasn't part of the charges against McMillan. McMillan graduated from Carolina in 1986.
Changes are ahead for 2 South Campus dorms. Housing officials say Morrison and Hinton James will be renovated in order to upgrade fire safety systems. But the renovations mean the dorms will close down for 2 years, starting in 2005. And when they reopen, there won't be as many beds available. Officials don't know how many yet. During construction, housing is prepared to put the dorm residents up in 2 new housing complexes and an existing one. The project budget is $20 million.
Life is changing off campus as well. Next time you're at the checkout counter, the bill could be higher than normal, and by this time next year, you might have to pay a toll to drive to Raleigh. It's all tied to the state's budget crisis. Carolina Week's Michael Handy reports.
Driving on North Carolina highways is toll-free, and the state sales tax is fixed at 6.5%. But that could all change. Lawmakers have passed bills allowing both toll roads and sales tax increases. North Carolina State Senator John Carr sponsored the sales tax bill.
We have to have a balanced budget in North Carolina, thank goodness. We're not like the federal government. We cannot borrow $100 million a day, what's happening in Washington. So the governor was between the rock and the hard place.
But a sales tax alone isn't enough to solve the state budget crisis. So lawmakers also decided to allow toll roads right here in North Carolina. By this time next year, it could cost you to drive on roads like I-40. Senior Patrick Roop lives in Raleigh and uses I-40 daily to commute to school. He says toll roads aren't the best solution.
I don't really think it's going to be a very good idea unless they can get a mass transit system or public transportation up and running, something that can connect the triangle.
State officials are currently looking into several mass transit options, but the most important issue now is money. The state needs more, and toll roads appear to be one of the best sources. In 2000, New Jersey made more than $2.5 million, while New York made more than $1 million, and Florida made about $950,000. It's still too early to tell how much revenue North Carolina could make, but lawmakers are hopeful it would alleviate some of the budget crisis. In Raleigh, I'm Michael Handy, Carolina Week.
Both bills need approval from the governor. If he signs off, lawmakers can begin studying which roads might be best for tolls. The sales tax decision will be left to each county.
For the millions of women on the birth control pill, remembering to take it every day can be a big challenge.
Coming up on Carolina Week, a new method, and you won't believe how easy it is.
Following the tragic events of September 11th, there have been hundreds of violent attacks against innocent Americans.
Remember what that flag you're waving stands for.
Remember, please stop the hate.
We're stronger when we are united.
Remember what that flag you're waving stands for.
One nation under God.
Indivisible.
With liberty
and justice
for all.
In America, there's either room for everyone or it's not America.
Don't pick the wrong fight.
Let's keep America land of the free.
Stop the hate.
Awaken your creativity. Do your thing at the Art School at the Art Center in Carborough.
It can be difficult for busy women using the birth control pill to remember to take it every day. Medical reporter Joy Buchanan tells us about a new method that could make birth control easier.
Second-year Carolina graduate student Nicole Hanna is one of those women with too much to do and too little time. Hannah's so busy that she's had trouble remembering to take her daily birth control pills. That's why she uses the patch.
I thought it sounded like a good idea because you only have to do it once a week.
coordinator of women's health at Student Health Services, Dr. Mary Schlegel, says the new patch is a good option for women using birth control. The patch looks like a thin Band-Aid. It releases hormones into the body through the skin. Normally, a woman's body releases eggs once a month that travel down the fallopian tubes. But the hormones from the patch stop a woman's ovaries from releasing eggs, preventing pregnancy. A woman gets her period during the 4th week when she leaves the patch off. But the patch isn't a perfect solution for Hannah.
My skin is sensitive to it, and it's leaving a mark. It almost looks like a scar.
The second problem,
It also came off once when I was exercising.
nurse practitioner at Student Health Services, Shirley Walker, says the patch has only a slight chance of coming off. Despite some problems, Hannah said she's happy with the patch, but she might go back to the pill if the patch continues to irritate her skin. In Durham, I'm Joy Buchanan, Carolina Week.
The patch is available at Student Health Services and costs $17.50 for a month's supply. Interested women can make an appointment at Student Health for more information.
In this week's Speak Out segment, we asked students, what do you think about the new birth control patch?
I'd rather just take the pill than put a patch on my arm. I think it'd be a hassle, personally.
I think the patch is superfluous because women can just take an injection that can actually last for a lot longer.
I guess I can see the good and bad with it. I can see how lots of college students can forget to take the pill, which would, cause problems down the line. But also, the bad of it would be that it kind of looks like a Nicoderm CQ patch, maybe. It might be kind of obvious.
Our sample isn't scientific and shouldn't be taken as a reflection of widespread opinion on campus.
Seniors, mark your calendars. Senior Week is right around the corner. Starting October 3rd, you can buy senior t-shirts and stickers in the pit. Then beginning October 21st, you'll have 5 days to celebrate your final year at Carolina. Senior Class President Paymon Rohanaford says details are on the way. In the meantime, those graduating in December need to apply for graduation by October 11th. And don't forget to turn in your applications for Homecoming King and Queen. Those are due in the CAA office by 5 p.m. on October 9th.
Police have fought for years to control the crowds that flood Chapel Hill on Halloween night. Last year, police tried to reduce congestion by closing streets within a 2-mile radius of campus, but students didn't like the new policy, and neither did town council members, who asked Chapel Hill police to revert to the policy used 2 years ago, keeping the roads open. Now, the only difference between this year and 2 years ago will be using shuttle buses to cut down on traffic.
I can't believe it's almost time for Halloween. Jason Myers joins us now for weather. Have you given any thought to your Halloween costume, Jason?
I really haven't even started thinking about that yet. It's kind of, to me, far off still, but people usually plan things so far in advance anyway.
Got a plan. In the meantime, what's up with these hurricanes we keep seeing?
Still in busy hurricane season. I hear Lily's now a Category 4, right?
That's right.
Is that going to affect us at all?
It's really active in the tropics, and that actually goes along with this week's weather question. And let's go to that right now. And that is, what is the most active month in the Atlantic Ocean for hurricanes? May, June, September, or October? I'll be back with the answer to the weather question and the weekend forecast just after the break.
The danger dog will bite your ankle. The danger dog will bite your ear. The danger dog will bite your bottom if you come near. That's the danger dog. Dog.
Want to feel appreciated? When you spend time with kids, anytime, it helps prevent crime.
Okay, guys, time for takeoff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Wow! Whoa, look at that! Is that Jupiter?
Hey kids, it's time to go to the planetarium.
Moorhead Planetarium, where dreams become reality.
Hi, and welcome back to Carolina Week. Temperatures have been hot this week and above normal, but it's still been nice to go outside and take your books outside, just relax or play with your dog, or just do just about whatever you want to do. Right now, though, it's really active in the tropics with Hurricane Lily. She is now a Category 4 hurricane with winds up to 135 miles per hour. This is the predicted track of Hurricane Lily, and it doesn't look like it's going to affect us too much as it will move up through the Tennessee, Ohio River Valley area, but we could see a few showers. Our main system that we'll have moving through will be our cold front, though, and we can see that on our satellite map. And right now, Hurricane Lily is still in the tropics, and with the warm, moist air that's in the Gulf of Mexico, that's what's strengthening it and giving it more strength. So when it hits Louisiana or Texas, that's where it's predicted to hit right now. If it hits that, it really could cause some damage. But right now, we're still keeping an eye on that because things could change. And if we go to our surface map, we'll see our cold front. That's what is going to be the main factor of determining our weather for this weekend. And that could bring some isolated showers, only about a 30% chance though. But right now we have high pressure over our system, and that cold front will be moving in more towards the end of the weekend. If we go to our 4-day forecast, we'll see our highs will stay towards the upper 80s at the beginning, 87 on Friday, a low of 68 and mostly cloudy. Then on Saturday, our high will be 85 degrees and a low of 70 with mostly cloudy conditions. And on Sunday, it will go down a little bit more to 84 degrees and 62. And on Monday, our high will be 80 degrees and 60 will be our low. We'll have a 30% chance of rain though, but that will be only in certain areas and that will be isolated. And our cold front will be moving through more towards the beginning of next week. So we'll start maybe seeing the temperatures go down just a little bit. If you're going to be going to the beach, we could see some thunderstorms there towards the weekend. 85 on Saturday will be our high. 68 will be our low, 85 on Sunday, and our low will be 66 degrees with a chance of thunderstorms. If you're going to be going up towards the mountains, we'll have a high, a little cooler high though, 78 degrees. 55 will be our low. We could see our thunderstorms come through the mountain area a little sooner, so we could see those thunderstorms pop up on Saturday. On Sunday, 75 degrees, 50 degrees will be our low. And if by chance you're going to be heading towards Arizona for the football game, the kickoff is going to be at 7 p.m. It will be 10 p.m. here Eastern Standard Time, but we'll have a high about 87 degrees. But does anyone have an answer to our weather question? Any thoughts on that?
I'm going to guess September.
That's my birthday, so you know I have to go with that as well. And C is usually the correct answer. So.
Yeah, you always like to pick C, don't you? Well, you're right this time. It is C, September. So now we're starting to move out of September, and hopefully we'll start seeing the hurricanes die down.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Jason.
Very nice.
Mr. Liley's here with us for sports. Our football team, desperate win. We need one badly.
We need one, but I'm not sure that Arizona State's where we're going to get it. We'll see though. Not good.
Tell us what else is going on.
Coming up next on Carolina Week Sports, we will break down UNC's field hockey struggles, as well as the rest of Carolina sports after the break. Stay with us.
Hey, mister, studied algebra in school and got a better job than I could. You take the last couple.
Oh, no, mister. Stuck in an entry-level job because you only learned basic math. I don't have a boss riding my butt like you do, so you take it so you can get back to your desk.
You know, I probably should, but maybe Miss AP Calculus with the $200 haircut in the big office upstairs would like a cup.
Oh, no, Mr. What was your name again? Never mind, it doesn't matter. I'm too busy doing important things to care. I just came down for some sweet and start.
You know, if my limited math abilities weren't keeping me from getting a better job, I'd quit this afternoon.
I don't blame you. But thank goodness you're stuck here because we really need someone to make the coffee.
Line it up, baby. Come on. Line it up, baby. Come on. Line it up, baby.
If offense wins games and defense wins championships, fans of Carolina football may want to stop hoping for another postseason victory. Though the offseason showed flashes of brilliance in Saturday's loss to Georgia, Tech problems on defense cost Carolina the game. An inability to stop the run allowed third-string running back, now here's a tough one, Ajanavi Zimafe, proud of me on that one, to trample Carolina's D for 136 yards and a touchdown. In addition, poor tackling allowed the Yellow Jacket offense to rack up nearly 400 yards on the heels. Coach John Bunning and linebacker Malcolm Stewart hope Saturday's game against a sizzling Arizona State team will help turn the season around.
We're anxious to get back on the field and play better. Get a little more confidence back because we're playing well. And it will be a tremendous challenge. I mean, these guys can play.
Being away, have some time to think, and play in front of someone else, you know, not on TV. Just, you know, go out there and have fun, show Arizona what Carolina's about, and win the game.
Now, place kicker Dan Orner's performance against Syracuse has earned him a scholarship. Orner kicked 3 field goals in that game, each more than 50 yards long. He's 5 of 6 on the season, and Orner was a walk-on. So, the Carolina golf team scored a pair of 7th-place finishes in tournaments this weekend. In the ACC-SEC Challenge, the women shot a combined score of 57 over par. Yes, for you golf fans, I said 57 over par. That may seem high, but Auburn won the event with a score of 37 over par, so not too shabby. Carolina sophomore Ashley Pronge finished tied for 4th in the individuals. Now on the men's side, Carolina shot a combined 4 under par in the 3rd round of the Carpet Capital Collegiate, some more C's please, to move up 4 spots. Conference foe Clemson won the event, however. The Hill's Dustin Bray posted the lowest score of the 3rd round, 5 under par, to move from 24th to 8th. Now, after sweeping Old Dominion and ACC foe Virginia 2 weeks ago, Carolina's field hockey team looked to ride its recent wave of success last weekend against William & Mary and Wake Forest. UNC has a real fight on their hands against the Tribe early, who take a lead into the 7th minute. After Tar Heel Laura Douglas ties the game, Carolina looks to capitalize on 1 of 7 penalty corners. Mission accomplished. Sophomore Katie Potter tips in this shot for the 31st minute, the game-winning goal. In the second half, neither team can pick up the slack on scoring chances, and the Heels, that was the game-winning goal in the first half, hold on for a 2-1 win. Despite the victory, Karen Shelton says the better teamwork will lead to better offensive